Convention shenanigans.
Always fun. Nice picture, by the way.
Thank you. I love the artist alley.
Ned, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, cool. Just haven't heard you speak. All right. Who remembers what we did last session? / who took notes on it?
I did take notes, but Roll20 is being slow.
Yeah, it was doing that earlier to me as well. It's very annoying.
We were traveling to Bryn Shander on the magical flying tower of Zephyros. We met some people, such as the emissary of the, what was it, the Lord of Evil Air, or
Right.
something like that.
Evil Air, yeah.
Who wanted to deliver a message to Zephyros, and then a dragon and some dwarves who were all idiots. And then we landed shortly outside of Bryn Shander so that we can walk to the village ourselves.
And we found out pretty much exactly what's happening with the giants.
That's
Yes.
also kind of important. Why is there a random goblin and ogre on the map?
You know, maybe they're off on their own adventure.
Fuck them, they're goblinoids. They don't get their own.
Goblins have adventures too.
Yeah, like killing all the NPCs we saved.
I'm pretty sure there's at least like one entire webcomic about that.
At least one.
Being pissed off, but not being PCs.
I'm pretty sure they become PCs, actually.
Are you thinking of Order of the Stick?
No, I'm thinking of goblins.
Okay, never mind.
Though Order to the Stick also kind of applies at times.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, might as well get started. So last we left off, you guys were stuck about 10 miles outside of Bryn Shander. It's mid-afternoon when Zephyros dropped you guys off. You can faintly see the city from where... Actually, no, you guys can't see 10 miles away. Never mind. You know which direction the city is in, but there's an awful lot of mountain in the way for the moment.
Oh, wonderful. Climbing.
Well, if it's in a valley, we'll be climbing down.
Do you want to start climbing today, or?
Nah, we're gonna wait around. Yeah, we're gonna.
Okay. Yeah, you can make camp easily enough. You're a little bit exposed out on the rocks, but you can see everything around you easily enough. So.
And you don't want us exposing ourselves.
Thanks for that image.
Especially not a ox. That would be weird.
Does not have anything to expose?
I mean, that's a good question.
It would probably be like a horror movie. Oh, like the Ghost in the Shell trailer with like that one bot that opens up and it's all creepy.
I am not going to commit any way on this right now. I refuse to establish canon on what is or is not inside of a Warforged right now.
It's okay.
Candy
At
at the
level 6,
pinata.
I gain an ability to frighten everything around me, so I figure we'll find out then.
Okay, so not candy.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. All right. Yeah, you set camp with hopefully nobody exposing themselves. What are y'all doing at camp?
Possibly trying to muse over what we just learned over the course of this long amount of time traveling.
Definitely going to take some time to check to make sure we don't have any lingering magical effects, which involves casting Detect Magic, I'm sure.
It would indeed, unless you want to go around and make Arcana checks on all of your stuff.
I really don't want to do that.
Good. Then you can cast Detect Magic. It seems as if there's no magic left on you guys. You don't see anything.
Yay.
Oh, important thing that I don't think anybody mentioned in their recap. Zephyros gave you a book of all of the stuff that he knows in case you need to reference anything that he told you or anything that he might know.
It's good to know.
Yeah. Just in case. If there's nothing else, you pass a relatively peaceful night out in Brine Shander, or outside of Brine Shander. Anybody who looks up at the sky would notice, given that you've traveled about 600 miles north, the stars are different here. You can still pick out some familiar constellations, but everything's a little bit shifted. And there's a couple new ones that you've never seen before, unless you've traveled up here. But morning comes. You all know that Brine Shander is about 10 miles to your north. Are you off?
I mean, there's no sense staying here if we don't have to. We pretty much did most of our prep in the air, trying to figure out what we were going to do if we come across any of the frost giants.
True. All right.
Did we ever come to a decision on that?
That's the thing, I don't think we really did.
I think we kind of had to come to the decision of doing something for them or getting a trophy or something like that because nobody wanted to actually fight one.
Yeah, wrestling them was removed as an option. I remember that.
You can always try.
The best I can do is give a couple people haste now. That's it.
But I think all of us dumped strength. I don't think that'll work.
Yeah, sucks to be you guys.
I guess just to refresh, what was our exact kind of orders from Lord rather?
Solve the trouble, if I remember correctly.
Sorry. Is cat the what?
The strongest.
I
I
Like in
mean, I do
Constitution.
have 12 strength, so I'm probably the strongest. But
don't think it is. I mean, I can look it up, but I don't think it is.
Like, the cat might be stronger than me, but that's about it. Depending.
It's tiny sized, so that would be.
Okay, maybe
I think
not.
I'm actually the strongest. At 13,
impressive.
Woo!
needed for
So
multi-classing.
strong.
Mighty muscles.
Swoon.
So you're going to be wrestling the giants then?
Yeah. That's a wonderful idea. I have a +4 to my athletics checks, man.
Hey, at least you've got
almost
proficiency
enough-
in it.
Almost enough to overcome half their strength mod.
Yeah, see, you just need to get lucky with rolls.
Yeah.
You've still got your inspiration, right?
I do. Unfortunately, this character does not have enlarged self.
That'd be kind of amazing, actually.
Would be super helpful. Sorry, I'm sitting here trying to decide which spells to prepare while we're doing this.
Are you having this debate while you head into Brain Shander?
Yeah, this would be while she's doing camp. Because I just got second level spells, so I have to like...
No. Like, that I assume you would have done in camp, but like...
Discussing what we're going to do when we meet a frost giant.
Yeah, that.
Or I guess the question is, did we want to have a trophy ahead of time and just skip the whole going on a quest thing?
If possible, that would be a good idea.
The question, though, is what sort of trophy could we get that the frost giants will find impressive?
Is that a question for me?
Sure.
We did discuss it with Zephyros for a while.
You did. You did spend an awful lot of time talking to him about giants. All right, frost giants. For you guys, for little people, probably even just like a giant cave bear or something would be a noteworthy prize. If you want to go full ham, the best, like the biggest and best trophies that frost giants have are from dragons.
Somehow I expected that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that.
Big surprise. Dragons, or not dragons, frost giants in particular, have also been known to tame remoras, which are like giant polar worms, basically.
Are they still on fire in this edition? Like, to a ridiculous degree?
I think they're on fire now.
Because in 3E, they were like the nastiest thing to polymorph into because they did like 10d10 damage to everything adjacent to them or some shit.
No? Oh, they might still be on fire. But yeah, those are the things that they're... they just do fire damage to things that hit them now.
That's a little better.
Yeah. But yeah, those are the most like notable things. Basically, anything that's big and bad and lives in the tundra or in the mountains is a suitable trophy.
I figure a cave bear would be probably a standard adulthood thing for them.
Yeah. Cave bear is like you're in through the door, basically.
You know, I mean, if we're just looking for something that's big and lives in the mountains, I'm sure there's some trees around here. That counts, right?
Unless the tree is alive and is attacking you, probably not.
Trees are living.
Attacking
But
you.
very few of them attack.
Before you ask, falling is not attacking.
Maybe they are attacking. They're just too slow for you to notice.
I can't disprove that.
You are adorable.
If you could find a poetry, that would be quite a trophy.
Well, I guess we're going to try and track a bear or any other large beast.
Try and track a bear, or do we want to go to town and see what's up first? Or do we want to make sure we have a bear before we get there?
Or do we just want to look for signs of a bear on our way to the town? If we see one, then we follow it, and if we don't, we just continue to town. Slash side question, does anybody have survival trained to actually track stuff?
Gonna take that as a no.
Well,
Sorry, my food showed up fast. What I missed?
I just asked if anybody had survival trained for tracking.
Well, if we trip over a bear,
I mean, I've got a +2, but
I suppose
to
if
me.
we go to the town first, people might be able to point us in the direction of something that's irking them too. Maybe we can two birds in one stone. Ow.
I like that plan.
all right. Well, on the way to the town at least, I'll see if we can find any tracks.
All right.
I don't think I do. Find some really pretty leaves, though.
If you find the tracks, it's because the bear's making them.
You do not find any tracks for bears on the way into Brine Shander. Would anybody else like to try?
Why not?
Ooh, those are nice leaves.
Right? Like the way they branch out and everything, aren't they just beautiful?
We all like this.
We all just died. We failed to survive.
You know, if that 7 had come a little bit earlier, you would have found a bear. Alas. But yeah,
That's funny.
you find some extremely pretty leaves and a couple of very colorful berries, but you do not find any signs of a bear.
I'm sure as soon as we get to town, we can all survive by very quickly finding a tavern.
Best kind of survival, to be honest.
Right?
I mean, technically, you're not wrong. You are not wrong.
It has everything you need. Food, drink, paying customers.
I'm just going to go with you're not wrong and stick with that. But you do not find any bears. You can, though, make your way towards Brine Shander and try and survive by finding a tavern there. So as you come around the mountain and head toward Bride Shander, you can see that Bride Shander is actually on a hill in between a bunch of mountains. North of it, there is a single large mountain named Kelvin's Cairn. It's a landmark here. To the east, the spine of the world, the big mountain range that you can see on the map, is also visible. Above it, you can see an awful lot of what look like storm clouds, but none of them seem to be coming into the valley area where Bride Shander is. As you approach Bride Shander, you can observe that it's got about 30 feet tall stone walls around it. There's guard towers spaced around the whole thing, and there's 3 gates total that go through the walls and into the city. Actually, I'll just bring up the map of it now. You guys are close enough. Welcome to Bride Shander. So you guys would probably be approaching from the southwest gate. You can circle around and hit one of the other ones if you like, but that's the one closest to where you came into Icewind Dale.
I think we'll just head in the front gate.
Yeah, pretty much. All right. So you're in front of the gate into Bride Shander. What do?
Are the gates open or closed?
They are currently closed.
Any guards around?
You can see maybe a couple of helmets poking over the wall.
Wait.
Call up to them.
Hey! Who's down there? You can see a single helmet slightly bobbing up and down on the ramparts.
Give my full name. Say, I seek entrance into the city.
We come from Lord Naboo of the Lord's Alliance.
Oh, you're the ones from the Lord's Alliance, eh?
That would be us.
All right. You come into the city, okay? We'll open the gates for you. All right, quick.
Thank you kindly. Just kind of gently rib Adriel. Like, see, it's nice when you put a good word in for us. Someone else, right?
We'll see. I'm not sure how well the Lord's Alliance is liked up here.
The
Well, it's getting us in quickly enough, at least.
The gates creak open before you. Within the city, within the gates, you spot a single dwarf wearing a lion's head badge before you. Welcome to Bride Shander. Well met, travelers.
And to you as well, thank you.
Much obliged. A couple of the other guards are flanking her at the moment. She launches into what sounds like a well-rehearsed speech. Well met, travelers. Keep your fingers and extremities under wraps, lest Aurel bite them off. Mind your tempers, and you'll be most welcome here. Brought goods to sell, market straight ahead. Warm drink. Grab some fire brandy. Sold only at Kelvin's Comfort, located on your right as you enter the market square.
Well, that sounds lovely. Would you be able to point us towards the head of the town that might talk to him about current events?
Oh, the speaker. Yes, yes. She's towards the center of the city. You. She points at one of the guards flanking her. Take these people and him. And she points at Ox to the speaker. She's been waiting for him.
Thanks. I'll just give you a graceful curtsy to the one who had explained everything. Thank you.
Don't mention it. Small steps. If you need anything else, you come back here, you look for me. My name is Algreg Brighthelm. I'm a sheriff's deputy around here.
Well, Madam Brighthelm, you are most kind.
Oh, thank you, thank you. You, go on, take him to the speaker. I'll be seeing you around.
Give a nod and then head off after the guard.
The guard rolls his eyes and gives a glare at the four of you as you follow him deeper into town.
Ah, the hard sell.
What's that?
Things will just smirk at that. Oh, nothing, no worries. You just seem very tense.
Don't want you here. Bloody Lord's Alliance. Coming into Brian Shanda. Coming into 10 towns. Taking over. We don't want you here. Don't need you here.
Things will give just like a sort of dramatic little pout, frown at that. We were simply sent here to help, that's all.
Don't need your help. It's 10 towns. We've always survived together. Wipe that smug look off your face. We've survived up here for hundreds of years on our own. Never needed no hoity-toity lords before. He's still walking while he says this, by the way.
I am very sure of that. We're simply doing our jobs as I'm sure you're doing yours.
Just doing their jobs. It's what they all say.
Well, at least in our case, it doesn't make it any less true, I assure you. But we have no desire to take any glory or protection from you.
Huh? Whatever. Let's just get you out of my sight.
As you wish, good sir.
Alright. So he takes you all the way over to this large building over here. If it'll let me ping. There we go. So most of the buildings in Brian Shander are made of wood. This building that you're going to right now is the only one that is made completely out of stone. It's dwarf cut stone. And it actually looks decently nice compared to everything else you've seen in here so far.
I guess I'll just kind of use of it. Oh, the stonework is incredible.
Oh, from Killen's Khan did it.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
The dwarves up north did it.
Their work is impeccable.
They're not bad. Speakers in there.
Understood. Thank you very much for your help.
He spits. Whatever. He walks back towards the gate.
And she'll just continue to smile as she watches them go and then turn around. Can't please them all. Shall we?
Let's.
All right. So you can enter a big pair of doors at the front of it. Immediately within, you see a tall human woman with long dark brown hair and piercing blue eyes stand up from behind her desk. Say, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please, come in. Wait, who are you all?
I'll give my full name and say we were the ones sent from the Lord's Alliance to assist.
Oh, thank goodness you're here. Lord Naboon sent word that you were coming, but he didn't exactly specify as to when. It's an annoying habit of his. Please come in, sit down. Can I offer you anything?
Whatever you have is fine.
She'll go back behind her desk, grab a little pot of tea, and start pouring out cups for you. Oh, shit, I haven't given you her name. She turns around with her cups of tea and introduces herself. I am Duvessa Shane. I am the current speaker for Brian Shander. It is an honor to meet you.
The honor is ours. How can we be of service?
Well, what do you know about the situation here?
We know there's a general giant situation in the world, and we know the word is you have a frost giant problem of some kind.
That's about right. Yes. The general giant situation in the world is, for the moment, irrelevant to me, to be honest. I'm mostly concerned with what I have here and now. About a month ago now, a group of frost giants came down from the mountains to the east and ransacked one of the eastern settlements here. Since then, though, they haven't moved at all. They've just stayed encamped at the foot of the mountains, waiting. I put a request for aid to Lord Naboon as soon as they arrived. He was non-committal. But we've been waiting this whole time, and they haven't moved yet. We suspect it has something to do with the weather lately. Frost giants normally like to attack under the cover of snow because they believe that it's a blessing from their gods. But there hasn't been snow for a month. Just unheard of this time of year.
That is curious.
Hmm. We've tried to send people to them before. They've either been sent running away or haven't come back. I hope that you're made of sterner stuff than they are. In short, though, we would appreciate it if you would get rid of them. We're not picky about how, but there's too many frost giants there for us to drive off on our own without grievous loss of life.
Well, we're more than willing to go attempt to discuss things with them, to say the least. Could you give us any more information about what happened with the Eastern Settlement? Like what happened directly before they attacked that may give us some idea of what we're dealing with?
Directly before they attacked, it snowed. They came down from the mountains, leveled the walls, took everything that wasn't nailed down. I don't know what else to tell you about them.
How many are there?
About 20 or 25.
Did they bring mounts, pets, other war beasts?
We've spotted a couple of wolves around their camp, but beyond that, we can't say.
Wolves?
Winter wolves. The giants keep them as pets.
Had attacks on snow been a normal occurrence?
Sorry?
Had attacks on snow been a normal occurrence?
Not always. Mostly they'll come down every couple of years, attack somewhere, and then leave. It's unusual that they would stay and wait like this.
Do you even nod at that? Well, our goal is to at least attempt speaking with them. If it turns into something else, then so be it. But our thoughts were that we would at least bring some sort of tribute. Do you know if there are any larger wild game or anything that's been causing you trouble that we might bring them as trophies?
There isn't much wild game immediately around 10 towns, unfortunately. There's too many people, it frightens them off. If you head deeper northeast into the tundra, you could find some game out there that might be suitable. The farther north you go, the deadlier it gets. You could also, if you're truly desperate, you could head east into the mountains behind them. If you can make it onto, I'm going to pop you over to the world map briefly. If you can make it over to the glacier, past the mountains, you can meet up with the barbarian tribes there, and I'm certain that they'll have something for you that you can hunt. Likewise, The only other place I can think of is north, far north, into the Sea of Moving Ice. We've been known to have white dragons living in there. If you're truly, truly mad, you can head into there, but I would advise against it.
Don't think we need to impress them quite that much. At least I hope not.
Yeah, some of us are eccentric, but not mad. To give us market ox.
Ox looks back innocently.
But the information is quite helpful.
Happy to give it. After all, you're currently the best hope for keeping us all alive, so whatever I can do to help. Is there anything else you're looking for while you're in town?
About what time is it at this point?
Probably 1 or 2.
Okay, so it's not later. Anyone had anything they needed to find?
Did we bring warm weather clothes?
I don't think anybody actually bought those in Waterdeep. You can find them without too much of a problem here. There's a decently large marketplace.
I was going to say, this would be the better place to buy anyway.
Yep.
Clothes are overrated.
Sorry?
Clothes are overrated.
Said the Warforged.
As he exposes himself.
God damn it, Ox.
No, the exposing is next level. We talked about this.
Sadly, that's also next level for me in getting cold resistance.
Yeah. But yes, if you need any goods or any strength of arms even that we can spare, there are a few well-trained persons around Brian Shander. If you're looking for help, if you want, she looks a little bit reluctant to talk about this, but there is, if you're going into the marketplace, there's a beggar there. She has a way of knowing what's going on in the world, and particularly in 10 Towns. If you have any more questions, seek her out.
Does she have a name?
Or if you have any questions that I can't answer. Her name is Beldora.
Any information is certainly a plus.
I figured as much.
Well, I suppose my last question would be, what is your preferred tavern of choice in town? I'm sure we'd want to go somewhere to celebrate if this all works out. Just gonna smirk at that.
Oh, yes. There's a, did you come in the gate by Dear Ogrek?
That we did.
Did you hear her little speech? Particularly the bit about the fire brandy?
Is it her brother's establishment?
It is not, in fact, her brother's establishment. The proprietor, the tavern's name is Kelvin's Comfort. The proprietor of it is an Ogden Flamebeard. Let him know I sent you along.
And so just grin at that and give a nod that we will.
He knows people around the town, yes. You can always ask him if you need anything. Do you have any other questions for me, though? The rest of you?
Not at this time. I believe we'll let you get back to your business.
Much appreciated. Much appreciated.
Thank you for the tea.
Yes, it was
Oh,
lovely.
no, not at all, not at all. Anytime. She'll give you quick directions to the tavern that she told you about as well.
Thank her and then head out to... I guess we need to stock up on some better clothing and then head out.
Yep. So, marketplace first, I guess. So the marketplace is the square bit in the middle of town. Mostly it seems to just be tents and covered wagons and the like. Most of the main lanes from the gates seem to feed here, though, so they can head. Some merchants can head straight in and out. There's a couple campfires floating around. You're looking for just warm clothes or anything else?
Warm clothes to start.
Warm clothes to start. All right. You find those without too much trouble. The vendor makes a joke about you guys obviously being from out of town, but
And completely out of style. We're obviously dressed differently, and that's annoying to me.
yeah, most people
Speak
here.
for yourself. Style is my game.
Most of the people here are kind of just draped in whatever's warmest that they have. But he offers you warm clothes for the four of you, for 4 gold.
It's a piece or each?
Total. 1 gold apiece.
Gladly pay.
All right. Make a perception check, each of you, please. God damn. Okay, something that you guys can do well.
Some of us.
One sec.
Most days.
Roll 20 is preventing me from finding the character sheet. Okay. So everybody but Adriel actually notices notices a single human who seems to be watching you guys. She looks homeless. Her clothes are raggedy. Her hair is unkempt, but she seems to be watching you rather closely.
I believe we may have found our knowledgeable one.
She notices that you guys have noticed her. Fucking bolts as soon as she does.
Should we chase after her?
I can't
Pretty
hear you
sure I
so
can
far
run
away.
faster than her. All right. Well, if Richard's chasing, I will too.
All right. There's a bit of a kerfuffle as people notice you all chasing down a seemingly helpless homeless girl.
Hey, not all.
Yeah, I'm
Right,
still
not
spinning
all.
around confused.
Only half of you.
Inks let her know.
See, as the high, you're a high elf, right? As the high elf and the automaton-looking motherfucker start chasing this homeless girl. Half elf, my bad.
Inks is just face palming so hard.
They both start with H. She's going. Roll perception real quick.
Ooh, so close.
So close. Unfortunately, you lose her as she goes around the corner.
Feeling all the crits. Wow.
Yeah, that's 2 crits in a row. Damn, girl. For the moment, you appear to have lost her, unfortunately. You can continue to poke around here if you like and try and find her, though.
I guess the question is, were we thinking of actually, do we have actual information that we want from her? Or do we know
I
anywhere
just
to
wanted
start
to
on
say hello.
I just want to know why she's so interested in us.
it? Besides the fact that she was probably the person that the speaker told us about.
Eldora.
Why would the person that we're supposed to go find be randomly looking and following us around?
Well, she's known for knowing what's going on, so.
If that was the case, why
She
would she
drinks and
bolt
she
as soon as she
knows
saw us see her?
Either her reputation is inflated or she wanted us to see her, but not talk to us. Or we're way overthinking this. We have to believe that as a possibility.
All of those are possibilities.
Is there like, I guess in this place that we're in, at least Adriel and I, is there a decently warm hat that's not too expensive that we might be able to get? Because at least that person seemed to have a lot of tattered clothes. Maybe we can have a little bit of a something to get her better
Question:
attention.
are you looking for a stylish hat?
Mostly just something that's warm and not ragged.
Yeah, you could find one of those. Probably run you, say, 5 silver.
Could I try to haggle to 3?
You're haggling over 2 silver?
That's what I do.
Goodness.
Got to keep that skill in practice.
I guess so. Go ahead and roll persuasion. Jesus. Yeah, okay, that'll do it. Yeah, that'll get you your 2 silver discount.
Worth it. Flash him a wink.
You want to ask about wilderness and hunting guides? Okay. You want to just start asking around the marketplace for it specifically, or?
Well, look for people selling stuff associated with that. But keep in mind, Edriel isn't a hunter by trade, so
Right.
there's not a 100% chance that she'll grab the right person has. But she's just gonna be asked, like, "Hey, do you know where I can find a hunting guide?"
Okay. I'm trying to decide. No, I won't make you roll anything for this. So the best hunting guides, and in fact the best hunters, period, that you can get around here are the various barbarian tribes. Occasionally they'll come into Brine Shander to trade and do business. And if you can find a group of them while they're in here, normally they're open to taking people along with them as long as they are willing to pull their weight. Or if they have some other skill that can benefit the tribe. They're not into freeloaders. They won't accept gold to take you along, but if they think that you can be useful, they're happy to bring you.
So I assume it's basically wait in a tavern when you see a group of barbarians, go up to them and ask to join.
Yeah, barbarians.
I mean, like more, yeah.
Yeah, you can find them in a tavern. You can often find them, if they are around, you can often find them in the marketplace. Because, I mean, that's what they come here to do. They come here to trade. If you know anybody who works at the gates, you can ask them to let you know when any barbarians arrive. They indicate to you that most of the people at the gates are more than happy to let people know, given the proper incentive. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Beyond the barbarians, there's not too many people who venture out. Into the wilds from here. If you wanted to go digging, you might be able to find a couple names. The other suggestion that they give you, if you don't want to go with the barbarians, is you can go and try and find the dwarves who live in the mountains north of you. In particular, they live in Kelvin's Cairn, the big mountain directly to the north of Brine Shander.
Do any of us speak Dwarven?
I don't think you do. I think this has come up.
I know I don't.
Nope. Suppose while Adriel's asking around, Inks might wander the market for a bit and just kind of subtly be looking for Baldora. Holding the hat.
Okay. Rich, do you want to go looking for her as well? /
Yes.
you too? Okay. How are you going to look for her? I guess is my question. In what manner do you wish to conduct your search?
Well, Inks would at least mostly be subtly trying to spot since she saw her before.
Go meditate in a corner and keep an eye out for her.
Figured Rich would be the one to ask around.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd probably go hit up one of my contacts or my contact and see if they got anything.
Right. That is a very useful thing. All right. Yeah, because you're a spy. You have that background feature, which is very handy. All right. So, what's the name of the frickin' place? You know that your contact is actually directly to the north. Actually, normally hangs out directly to the northeast of the square in a little inn called the Hooked Knucklehead. It's not a very nice place, but it's cheap. And that appeals to a lot of people who come through 10 Towns.
Yeah, I think I'll go ahead that way. Were Inks and I going looking together, or?
Didn't sound like you were.
Okay, then I'll just head that way on my own.
Not
Right.
my kind of place.
Describe, Rich, describe your contact to me, if you don't mind.
Some kind of rough guy, has an eye patch, maybe a peg leg, fairly deep and gravelly voice.
Hey, what you looking at? Does he also have a parrot?
No.
But yeah, you see this rough fellow with an eye patch and a peg leg. Yeah, he's basically a pirate. I love
Seriously.
it. He's a pirate who's so far from the water.
We're the lords of the sea, but not of the actual sea.
He's probably a retired pirate at this point.
Yeah, that's fair. 10 Towns does have a
He's a whaler, that's what he is.
on
On the Arctic.
There you
Hey, what are you looking at, pretty boy? Wait, you want him to be blue?
No, the character I was picturing this from is also blue, but doesn't have an eye patch.
Ah. Okay.
Actually has 2 peg legs, if I remember right.
That's fun. What are you looking at, pretty boy?
Looking at someone that can hopefully give me some information.
Hmm. What's your name?
Can I just give him the hand signal, the secret?
Yeah.
Then I'll tell him Alir Stenson and give him the hand signal.
Ah, Stenson. Yeah, I heard of you. He'll give you one back. Yeah, I heard good things about you, Stenson. What you looking for around these parts?
It's this lady that seems to know things. Dresses kind of shabby.
Oh,
You have a
yeah.
name?
The beggar. You want to find her?
Yeah, I think her name was Beldora.
Yeah, that's her.
Yes, I
At
would.
the marketplace. She's got a couple of hidey holes in between the buildings on the side, though. She's always watching people in there, though. Gives me the creeps. He'll describe to you the places in between the buildings around the marketplace where she likes to hide. There's a couple of campfires as well, hiding out amongst the market. Can try finding those as well.
Sorry, I missed that. What?
There's a couple of campfires around the marketplace as well. You can try looking for those as well. Girls gotta keep warm somehow. You feel
Good
me?
point.
That's all I can tell you about our friend Beldora, though. Unless you got any other questions, Stetson, you better bail. It's drinking time soon. Won't want you to get in the way.
Get a little fun in here during drinking time.
Little rowdy. Little breaky, too. Can generally get a good brawl going.
I'll just tell him, all right, well, just get it going a little better. First round's on me.
Much obliged, my man. We'll swipe a couple of gold, probably 2 gold from you. Drinks on my boy Stetson. Let's get it started in here.
I'm just picturing that music starting up.
Yeah,
Let's get started in here.
I know the one. Don't worry. Dear God, my voice hurts now.
See, I knew it.
Anyhow, Inks and Ox. Inks and Ox. Give me perception and stealth rolls for going around and searching while Rich is in the tavern talking to his contact.
Oh, I don't want to be stealthy. I just want to be like cleanly sitting somewhere.
Oh, okay. Give me perception then. Why can't I find her character sheet? There we are. Unfortunately, neither of you see her. She appears to have been alerted to your presence after the last time you spotted her. You can't manage to find her. Rich, after you come back from the tavern and start searching again, give me a stealth and a perception roll, but make both of them with advantage from the knowledge that you got from your boy in the tavern. Hey! All right. All right.
There we go.
You spot her. Mostly because she's disadvantaged because you rolled like a boss. She does not spot you either. So you have managed to spot Beldora. She's sitting at a fire, warming her hands, and generally just being silent. Nobody's really interacting with her around this teeny little fire of hers.
Do I know where Inks and Ox are yet?
Inks at least let you know where she would have gone.
I mean, are we in the general vicinity of each other? Can I see them?
Marketplace is kind of big. Yeah, it's a decently big
Or I
area.
guess, did we have a plan to meet up after?
Oh, you know which inn we're staying at, so.
You do.
But whether or not anyone else can see Ox just sort of sitting there waiting.
The inn's actually directly south of where you guys are. Of the market.
Because I'd like to walk up behind her, just kind of casually put my arm over her shoulders and be like, so I heard you were looking for us or wanting to talk to us, and kind of start guiding her towards the end and be like, let's go sit in a nice warm place and have a talk. In hopefully a way that does not come across as a total jackass creeper.
That's difficult.
Yes, but there is a way to do it smoothly and more of a implied, like, just come on. Because, I mean, she should know who I am, right?
Yeah, I mean, she'd recognize you. She probably knows who you are.
Gotta do it super suave.
Yes.
Okay, roll persuade to not come off like a super creeper.
Just for the fun of it, I'll drop my inspiration on that.
Okay, well, she can't beat a 26. Yeah, no, she literally cannot beat a 26. So, yeah, you managed to not come off like a super creeper while you do this weird put your arm around her and direct her. She is, however, initially very confused. What? Oh, hi, Mr. Rowe. Yes, you are a super creep.
You found a child of the corn. Either that or we've jumped into the minority report and she's a precog.
We'll see. I would love to be warm and to go into a warm place with you. Thank you, sir. She goes without protest with you into this lovely, lovely inn. So Adriel, I believe, has already gotten you rooms here.
Yep, and I would be waiting in the common rooms, drinking something, and unless there's barbarians around to recruit, but
Not right now. So
right. So I'm sitting at a table, waiting.
All right. So you all walk into the tavern. What you notice most about it is that it's wood like everything else in 10 towns, but the walls of it are bedecked with dwarven ornaments of various kinds. Besides that, I mean, it's fairly lively. There's a dwarven innkeeper behind the bar, a couple of women serving. It seems mostly like a standard tavern to all of you. But you can lead Beldora to a table without a problem. Are all four of you there now?
I probably would have seen them going into the inn, so yes.
Probably.
Yeah, eventually. And then do our usual thing, looking for a place to entertain later.
I mean, Kelvin's Comfort would not be a bad choice for that.
Exactly. Use that feature.
All right. Yeah, you can talk to him in a bit. Let's do Beldora first, though.
Oh yeah, that first things first.
All right. So you have a very nervous woman sitting at the table with you all. Hello.
Hello there. I push her drink.
She looks at it, looks up at you. Looks very, very concerned and pretends to drink.
Inks will just kind of smirk watching this and but then just give a polite curtsy and then sit down. Oh, don't mind them. Apologies for... I suppose we started off on the wrong foot earlier. But to be fair, you were staring at us.
You do this to all the people who stare at you?
Oh no,
If they're
just
lucky.
the ones that we heard were good people.
What exactly have you heard?
Well, you're known as someone who is very knowledgeable. Is that correct?
Perhaps. Depends on what you're wanting to know. And depends on what you're willing to give me.
Inks just smirk at that. Well, we are about to be dealing with the current giant situation here, so any more information you could give us about that would be wonderful. And obviously, first things first, she'll also set the warm hat she got earlier on the table. Consider this an apology for my zealous friends chasing you earlier. Men don't quite know how to deal with women, do they?
Beldora cocks an eyebrow at you, pulls out a perfectly nice hat from under her coat, and puts that on.
She just arches a brow. Oh, I like you.
She still takes your hat, though.
As is
Nice.
fair. My pleasure.
Men are, by the way, men are fine.
Oh, I'm not denying that.
Oh. There's nothing wrong with them. There's no apology needed. I'm still gonna take your hat, though.
Oh, I wouldn't have it any
All
other
hats
way.
are always nice.
That they are. But, oh, of course not. Men are great. Just these two can be a bit eccentric, you know? Just gives a wink.
She leans a little bit closer to you. Is the metal one a man?
Ah, that's probably a better question for him. Or it. I try to just call it Ox. That's very quiet just to her.
Beldora leans toward Ox. Ox? You,
Yes.
she says you are? Are you a boy or a girl? Metal.
I am Ox.
Now we've gotten to the beginning of every Pokemon game.
Professor Beldora. Yeah, I like the sound of that. What do you mean you are Ox? I'm asking if you're a boy or a girl.
I do not understand the question. I am Ox.
Like I said, eccentric.
I see what you mean. I certainly do. So, you want to know anything from me? Base price is one warm dinner. To be paid before you get any information.
Wait, we didn't offer you that already?
There was a drink.
Where are our manners?
Yes, indeed. If you're going to kidnap a woman and be a super creep, you could at least buy her dinner too.
Hey,
I
didn't
really like
be a
her.
super creep. Remember, I got the role that says otherwise?
That's true. That's true. If you're going to persuade a woman to join you in a tavern, you can at least buy her dinner.
Inks' point about liking her stance. And she's staring at Richard to go do it.
You guys say, is it food time yet? Is it time to order for everybody or what?
And barkeep will bring you chicken and roast beef. Basically anything you guys want. You can go ahead and eat. Adriel, if you name dropped the speaker, he's more than happy to feed you with whatever you want.
Oh, I totally did.
I figured. So yeah, barkeep will fix you guys up with any
The good stuff.
Yeah, the good stuff. Beldora will tear into her food. Finish quickly and wait for the rest of you to finish.
At some point during the meal, I'm probably going to ask her something like, what sort of information do you provide to those who have paid?
Depends on what they're looking for. Everybody wants something different.
Well, isn't that the truth?
I just listen. You'd be surprised how few people watch what they're saying around me.
Not so much surprised, but good to know.
Rich, is that in character?
Yes, it was.
Well, it isn't always that people. There aren't always people looking to know things around here. I'm sure you've noticed it's a little bit of a backwater.
Or at least a bit isolationist to some.
Sorry?
Or at least a bit isolationist to some.
That's for sure. You could probably tell that as soon as you walked in the gates, though, if I know the guards there at all.
He just grins at that. Yeah. Basically, yeah, she knows her stuff.
But enough beating around the bush. What are you looking for?
Well, to be blunt, we're here about the frost giants.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. They're nasty. What about them? You're going to have to be more specific.
Do you know why they're here?
She leans forward, elbows on the table towards you. I have one price for this information. I have a
Raised
question.
eyebrow.
I have a question for you. For all of you. Why are you here? Who sent you here?
We're in the business of the Lord's Alliance. Our mission, specifically, is to deal with the frost giants.
Who sent you, though?
The Lord's Alliance.
Which lord?
Adriel rolled her eyes.
Tremor, is this something that we were supposed to keep on the down low? That I'm gonna try to remember from Talk with Lord Naboo.
She didn't say anything specifically about it.
Yeah,
Okay,
I was going to
making
say
sure
the speaker already knew that too. So
Yeah, the speaker specifically requested from him. Are you going to tell her? Right?
Yes.
yeah, she'll roll her eyes and say, "Lord Naboo."
Okay. Interesting. Okay. So, Frost Dragons. You want to know if there's a reason they're here.
There's obviously a reason they're here. I want to know what it is.
Right. So, for that, all I can tell you, unfortunately, there are a few survivors from the settlement to the east that got pillaged. They've been hiding in Bryn Shander. Word is, from them, the Frost Giants were shouting for somebody named Artis Simber. I'll put his name in chat in a second. Kept yelling for him to come out and face them.
I feel like we've heard a similar name before. Am I going crazy?
I don't think you have.
I think you're going
You
crazy.
have that lovely list of characters that I've been updating.
Yeah, that's true.
You can check that, but
Does not have
Was
anybody.
not on it.
Yeah,
Sorry?
yeah. Does not have anybody even close to that name on it.
okay, I thought you were saying that it didn't have anybody on it. Yeah. Pretty sure that's got everybody you've met on it. But Beldora continues, yeah, it's that's the only demand they gave. Only thing they were yelling that the people I've talked to have heard.
Is that a person from the area?
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure where he is. Artis Simber was a hero around these parts a long time ago. He stole something called the Ring of Winter from the Frost Giants. No idea what it is, besides that it's supposed to make whoever wears it immortal. Word is that he stole that from them. But that would have been hundreds of years ago.
Oh, you know that thing about immortality, though.
Which thing?
Oh, hundreds of years.
People say a lot of things about immortality. You're going to have to be more specific.
Just chuckled to herself. Never mind. Oh, then. It sounds like they're trying to get something back, then. Or settle a score.
That would
That's a start.
that would fit with other things. Would fit with their behavior. Who would know more about this Artis Simber?
let me think. Simber, as far as I know, artist Simber went south decades ago, if not longer. I think he has family in the area, though. Try the temple in town. I call it the House of the Triad. Look around there. They might be able to tell you more about where he went.
Very well. One second, I want to roll to see if I know who the triad is, but I got it running out.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. You can always just ask her.
Figure it might be a thing that she already knows. Who knows?
I'm trained in this.
This is true. Yeah, I mean, this isn't exactly hard. The Triad's a group of gods that they worship up here. It's Tyr, Torm, and Ilmater. So justice, courage, and self-sacrifice. And I didn't know this was an actual god until I went through this. The god of endurance in the face of suffering.
Ilmater, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Forgotten Realms gods are highly specific sometimes.
Yeah. Look at what's the House of the Triad? You could find something interesting there.
That was a thing.
All right, I see whatever she did.
Oh, she didn't do anything. From across the room, a guard looks at you guys. Well, what appears to be a guard wearing heavy armor looks at you guys, notices Beldora, and tries to rise quietly, but trips and falls over his stool.
In heavy armor.
In heavy armor.
So turn around. Are you all right, darling?
Oh, yes. I'm fine. Thank you. Good evening, my lady, and my lady. He bows to Inks, Adriel, and Beldora.
Thanks, will give a like, curtsy as best she can while sitting down. Just like nod. My good guard, sir?
Sorry?
It's like, just responding to that, my good guard, sir. Might we help you?
No, I think carry on, citizens. I think I'll just go back to my fire brandy. He'll go stand his stool back up, stumble a little bit, and sit back down on it.
Does Adriel think he's actually drunk?
Yeah, I was curious about that.
Inside him.
Yeah, he's toasted.
Yeah, Adriel, you think he's fucked. Rich, you know he's not. He is for sure not. He's been enjoying a little bit of fire brandy for sure, but he is for sure not drunk.
I'd just like to kind of whisper to Belladora, do the guards have a fond appreciation of you in this town or something?
Hmm? Oh, him? That's not a guard. She's whispering to you. That's Sir Barrack. He's one of the knights of Tyr. He's trying to go incognito as a regular guard. He's trying to get hired for caravan work. It's not working very well. There's no caravans right now. So mostly he just drinks with the rest of them.
So you're saying we should just play along and act dumb?
It would probably be best. He's trying to... He's got a particular criminal he's looking to catch right now. To bring to justice. He'll tell you if you let him talk for too long. But he's got a good heart. And a pretty good sword arm, too.
Then I will not mention it to the rest of the group and just be like, yep, he's drunk. And later on, after we're done talking to her, I'll tell them about that.
Okay. It's like probably 4 or 5 at this point. He's not really day drinking anymore.
It's happy hour at this point. But you're not supposed to show up to happy hour already drunk.
Depends on how expensive the drinks are.
The whole point of happy hour.
And some places are still really expensive.
You clearly haven't been to enough student bars. They still gouge the shit out of you.
Well, they're bar.
True.
Their business model is to gouge you.
But back to game. Beldora explains to Rich Adriel is apparently a little bit upset about it, but
Well, she still thinks he's actually drunk, so.
that's true. That is true. But you also don't know he's a priest.
It's a good point.
So he's just a drunk ass guard. So, do you have any other questions for me?
Thanks for just looked at Adriel. Feels like
I'm thinking if I do, that's. I mean, we got a key piece of information there. Does she know anything else about the frost giants at all?
What did what did Vessa tell you already?
Their numbers. Their location.
Yeah. There's one wearing a bunch of necklaces and stuff who looked like he was doing something magical. And I'm quoting directly from one of the only people who survived here. I can't tell you much more than that. And one really big one. But he looked kind of unnatural.
Unnatural how?
Like, they described him as lumpy. Like there's kind of lumps of muscle coming out of him that places where they're like where you would normally have just like muscle bulges. He's got muscle bulges, but he's got like lumps coming out of them as well.
Highly confused expression at that. A little bit disgusted under it.
Sounds charming. Ink seemed slightly a bit more curious at the magical one.
Yeah, actually roll nature and or religion to see if anybody recognizes that. Not quite a shaman. Adriel, because you are a priest of Bahamut, so you do know a few things about giants. You have to remember a description of an everlasting one, a frost giant everlasting one. You don't remember all of the details of what it is, but you do remember one, that it's basically close enough. It's basically heresy to frost giants. It's explicitly against their gods. And two, that they are significantly stronger than normal frost giants.
So they're worshiping something so bad other frost giants think they're too bad. Awesome.
They're so Mott.
Oh, yeah. Yes, actually. Well, yes and no. It's complicated.
Well, I mean, frost giants already worship Theorem, right? And he's already a chaotic evil god.
He is.
So, you know. Like how worshippers of Grazit look down on worshippers of Demogorgon for being just too evil. At least from Adriel's point of view, it's roughly the same thing.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad. That's actually not a bad analogy for it.
Yeah, she's going to have a vaguely horrified look at that. Yeah, extra evil frost giants.
Fun.
I'm guessing you recognize this.
I've read of it.
It's not good, is it?
Is it ever?
No.
Yay! That's about all I can tell you about the frost giants, though. The rest of them seem gianty.
It's already more than I expected to get, thank you.
Definitely a good start.
No problem. So, can I go? Otherwise, the other bombs are going to take over my fire. And that
Is
would...
anyone going to ask her about local threats? Because Jeff would think of that, but Adriel wouldn't.
Local threats, anybody?
Well, I mean, I guess they were worried about Bryn Shander being next, but what do you mean by local threats? Aside from that grumpy guard.
Locals who might be threats.
Half the city?
The isolationists?
More or less. You have to understand. Brian Shander and the other towns around here, they're like outcast cities. People don't come here by choice most of the time. They come here because there's nowhere else to go. A lot of them got kicked out of cities in the south for various reasons. So having those same cities coming back and imposing rules and stuff on them again via the Lord's Alliance does not sound like a good idea to them.
What about you?
Oh, I don't mind it. You've seen a little bit of how I live. Whoever's in power doesn't really change much. The guards will stay the same. They're still people. And people always need to know things. I'll be fine.
I certainly admire your business ethic.
Less business, more survival.
Sometimes one's the other. But I suppose we've taken up too much of your time already, haven't we?
You sure look like you know that firsthand, my lady, she says sarcastically.
I'll teach their own.
But yes, you have. Like I said, the bums are going to take over my fire if I leave too long. So it's nice meeting you.
And you as well.
You come find me again if you need any more. If you need anything else, just make sure you're ready to pay.
It was so much easier when nobody's chasing each other, right?
I suppose.
Not as much fun though.
No, there's something about the chase, isn't there?
Oh, Richard knows that.
Do you think you could grab me another dinner to go?
Thanks, old smirk. I think I can manage that. She can go over to deal in her background trait.
Right. Okay. Yeah, if you go up and explain to the bartender, oh yes, we're more than happy to have some good music in here. Take the stage whenever you're ready. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Um, so you can play make a performance check to see how many tips you make, I guess. You get a few silver thrown at you. Say 4 silver.
It's been a long day, that's fair.
Yeah. You also get that extra meal for Beldora as well, though. Much obliged, much obliged. If you'll excuse me. Things to do, people to listen to. I'm off.
Good luck.
Thank you. You too. And if nobody stops her, she'll stand, leave the tavern. So after playing and eating and everything, it's probably about 6 p.m. The common room of the Kelvin's Comfort is getting louder around you. More people are coming in, grabbing drinks. Rich, you can hear some shouting from across the square from what sounds like that lovely establishment you were in earlier. Sounds like your round did help get it started sooner.
Glad to know I could give back.
Who doesn't like giving back to the community?
Depending on which community we're talking about.
Quite the altruist.
Whichever community you choose.
Because I'm just thinking the general community may not have much appreciated that.
Maybe not, but the people that you were there to meet sure did.
Which is all that matters.
Yes.
Well, then it seems we at least have a starting point with the House of the Triad, don't we?
I also figured out what to do if we want to go looking for bear. Apparently the local tribesmen will take along others in the right circumstances.
Well, that's good. First we figure out a little bit more about this artist Simber, maybe, and then go talk to them. Sound like a plan, darlings?
Sounds good to me.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay. So Simber or Simber or the barbarians first, I guess.
Simber first.
Yeah.
Okay, Simber first.
Best to know what we're talking about before we go talk.
All right, so the House of the Triad is actually about halfway between the marketplace and the gate you came in through. So this is it's right down around here. It's another big stone edifice. You can see statues of all three of the gods that are represented there out front. Beyond that, it's pretty. It's a pretty plain temple. There's some religious adornments all over the place, of course, and the occasional person will come in and out from praying, but it's pretty quiet around here. Meanwhile, the marketplace, around which all the inns and taverns are centered, continues to be loud.
Enter the temple.
Okay. As soon as you enter, or once you enter, you are met by a human priest wearing the symbol of Torm. He bows. What? What can I do for you?
I have some questions about the local history, but first I wish to make a sacrifice to Torm.
Oh, certainly. Please, come right this way. What manner of sacrifice did you wish to give?
We'll just.
Sorry.
I was just rereading the name.
Fair.
I will have need of courage in the near future. I was hoping for a small blessing.
Well, you are welcome to come here and to pray. Torm is willing to listen to all who seek justice.
So I don't know, do they light candles or whatever?
So he'll lead you to a the priest of Torm will lead you to an altar with Torm's symbol above it. Merely rest here and on your think on your need. Think of what you will face and what you need your courage for. You're familiar with. You prayed to someone before, haven't you?
Yes.
Similar to that. The focus on your need and on what you expect to face. And perhaps Torm will favor you.
Spend a minute or two doing that.
While you're doing that, the priest will head out to the rest of you. Are any of you looking to pray to any of the triad?
He's just gonna smile kindly and give a bow. I'm simply here for encouragement, my friend. But we would love to know a bit more about this town.
About Brian Shander? Certainly. What about it?
Well, we've heard that there is something of a local legend in one called Artis Cimber.
Ah, yes. The thief. Brave man, that one. How much of his story do you know?
Simply that he stole something called the Ring of Winter from the Frost Giants.
That's the long and short of it, yes. Artis Cimber was he was a reckless fool, for one, but he was brave. He went east into the mountains. He stole into the hall of one of the Jarls of the Frost Giants and stole from his very finger the Ring of Winter. Or so the story goes. After that, he came back to Brian Shander and lived his life for several decades among the people of Ten Towns.
So he did in fact receive immortality.
Yes. As far as we know. He was much loved here for while he was here. The Ring of Winter gave him some sort of ability to help weather the worst of winters. People always like it when they can be a bit less cold, after all.
Just smirk at that.
But he's been gone for decades. He left for the south a long time ago.
Is that all that the people here have heard from him?
Well... Allegedly, part of the Cimber bloodline still lives. and in fact is still here in Brian Shander.
Goodness. Do you know who that might be that we might speak to him? Or them?
No.
I think he's lying.
Insight.
Go ahead.
Damn it. Anybody else? Bueller.
Yeah, it's like, I think Richard and I know.
Yeah, he can't beat that. Yeah, he's lying.
Liars, Richard. Or Ox.
Ox would just discreetly inform Inks that he's lying.
Define discreetly for Ox.
Just like nudge her arm and shake his head.
I assumed it was a binary discreetly thing. Like just
Sounds like a modem.
well, more just he's lying, he's not, and
I mean,
that's
maybe
about as
just make a
discreet
note
as
to
he can be.
himself now to record some find a recording some old modem noise if Ox ever plays music.
Nice.
Let me sing you the song of my people. Screech.
Oh man. Then with the nudge, she might frown at that and like, I do implore you, good sir. It is of the utmost importance that we know. It may be very important to the situation going on here now. And bat her eyes.
Bat your eyes.
Like,
Well,
please.
if you're batting your eyes.
She does it really well. I can persuade.
Sure, go ahead. Persuade him.
I'll take it.
Sure. Well, has anyone ever told you that you have beautiful eyelashes?
Well, a few times, but never so sweetly.
The No, he's really not. He is not. The member of the Simba bloodline who still remains here, his name is Sirac. He came here several months ago. He ended up here just trying to get by. He found me, though. And through me, he found Torm. I don't want to upset him. He's never met his father.
Just frown at that. I see.
Try and keep that in mind, please. Sirac has lived far from an easy life.
I completely understand. But given that he seemed to have found Torm with you, I'm sure he's quite courageous.
He's something, all right. Sirac, You have visitors. Another man. This one's not wearing the accoutrement of a priest of Torm. He's mostly dressed like the other residents of Ten Towns. He's got a fur-lined coat and the whole shebang. He's tall, light brown hair, brown eyes. He looks confused at you. I don't remember having any visitors, Ludwig. Who are these people? Who are you people?
Oh, my apologies, darling. My name is Inks. We have been sent from the Lord's Alliance and are hoping you might be able to give us some information about things that have been going on recently. I do not wish to interrupt you, but it is a bit important.
What do you want to know?
Well, to be quite honest, we believe there may be a bit of a connection between the current situation with the Frost Giants and one artist Simber. Trying to be as delicate as possible and frowning the entire time.
Of course. Of course there is. And you want to know where Father is, don't you?
We simply need any information we can get before we go deal with them and hopefully get them to stop attacking.
I can tell you that Father's not here. That's for sure.
I'm very sorry to upset you, darling.
It's fine. It's been a long time. If you Are you looking for the Ring of Winter? For Father's stupid ring?
If you know where it is, that would be very helpful information.
It seems that that's most probably at least what they're looking for.
This guy's probably about 25, 30, late 20s.
Okay.
It's probably with Father. He's not exactly going to give it up and die.
Oh, of course not.
Look, I don't know exactly where he is. I don't think any of his children do. He's not exactly one to keep in touch. If you do want to find him, you can find him. Well, you can try and find him, I guess would be more accurate, in Waterdeep. Father was always friendly with a family called the Roaring Horns in Waterdeep. If you're looking to find him, go there. You're from the Lord's Alliance. You can probably knock them around until they tell you what you want. They sure didn't give me anything, though.
Just put on the super sad face. It must have been very tough, I'm sorry.
Oh, don't patronize me.
I do mean it. We simply wish to keep Bryn Shander out of whatever is going on with the frost giants here. We assume that's most probably it. Bryn Shander and yourself, obviously.
Well, that's about all I can do for you for that.
Information is enough. We very much appreciate it, darling.
I don't suppose you know anything more about the ring than the common rumors?
Never seen it, never held it, probably never will.
Redreld nods.
I can tell you that it for sure gives Dad immortality. Besides that, no idea.
Thank you for your time.
Of
Yes,
course.
thank you.
Thank you.
If you'll excuse me, I'm going to get back to my duties here. Ludwig, I'm going to go scrub the floors.
Oh, he's a sweetheart. I do feel terrible. But this gives us information that is very useful.
So if we want to go get the ring, we have to go back to Waterdeep. And hope it doesn't snow until then.
Or at least we can start talking to the frost giants. Let them know who they're looking for isn't here.
I'm not entirely sure he isn't here. Or at least that the ring isn't here. They've said that the ring caused the snow the cold to recede or to be less cold.
I thought it just meant
And
for the
it's-
person.
No, for the town.
I meant for the town.
Right, so if the ring could warm up the whole town, and the whole town has been, what, no snow this year?
I haven't had any snow since the frost giants got here.
Uh-huh. I'm just saying, it might be a coincidence, but I don't think it is.
So what do you think then?
There's a chance the ring is in town. I don't know about this artist fellow, but he's not what we're looking for. We're looking for the ring.
But if he doesn't have it, sounds like he
And
probably
he's
wouldn't be alive.
not exactly relevant, yeah.
Well, that and it seems strange that it would suddenly show up without him.
It does, but they say immortality. They don't go give any details, and there's a lot of different kinds of immortality.
I suppose that's fair. I did mention something about that odd giant.
Well, they're extra evil giants.
You don't think they could
Turned against
run the
even their
weather
own
without
dark
the
god.
ring?
There's a lot. I mean, if there's giants moving around, there's a lot of things that can go wrong with the weather. Because, frost giants can do winter storms, but cloud giants can do all kinds of weather, storm giants can do all kinds of weather. But someone's doing something with the weather.
Zephyros did say the Storm King was missing.
The Storm King is missing.
I
I don't know about any other. Oh, that would change who's messing with the weather.
Where would we even start looking for the ring? If you think it's here.
That I don't know. But I also know that just hopping back to Waterdeep is not not going to be as easy as hopping on another flying castle and going back. So that's a good question. How long would we expect it to take to get to Waterdeep and back?
Let me check how far it is again real quick. I think it's about 600 miles. A bunch of that's not exactly over friendly terrain.
I mean, even if we went to the sea and then sailed 5 days, so we're looking at...
Yeah, almost exactly 600 miles, like the route that you took. By foot or by ground, probably closer to probably like a month and a half.
Yeah, even if we went to the ocean and sailed the rest of the way, we're still looking at most of a month there and back, and that assumes...
Brian Shander to Liscon is probably a week, I think it's supposed to be. At least a few days. But Liscon to... Fucking Arrow is messing with all my shit. Liscon to Waterdeep, I think, is about another week.
Well, Inks isn't suggesting we're actually going anywhere to Waterdeep first anyway. More that if we can't, or if we think the ring is here, if we think the ring isn't here, the person who has it isn't here, we can at least try and talk to the Frost Giants and see if they'll not attack here, given that what they're looking for isn't here. Or if it is around, we can help them find it maybe, and keep them from attacking during that time. But at the same time, you say these are even worse.
In what they're doing with it.
Yeah, we don't exactly want this group to have it.
I mean, that's not... I have no idea who does. So, maybe they're good people and want to leave it with them. Maybe they're the opposite of that. I don't know. But without having some kind of hint as to who has it, if it's here, you can't decide what the best course of action. But I don't think we're going to talk the Giants into leaving without the ring. The most we could probably get them to do is convince them that attacking the town would be a sign of weakness and not a sign of strength.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to need a bear to do that, at least.
Yeah.
Or they won't even talk to us.
That's why this was step 1. And bears is step 2.
Hold on. I'm going to ask, Ludwig was the name of the priest?
Ludwig, yes.
Ludwig. Does he have, or does he know where I might be able to find a picture of the ring, or a very detailed description of it?
this your background feature?
No. It's a spell.
Oh, okay. Let me see. Who would have been alive and have seen it? Most of the people who would have seen most of the humans who would have seen the ring in person, are dead by now. You'd have to talk to a dwarf.
Maybe like Omric?
No, not best bet for that, Ludwig would say, would be the whoever's currently leading the dwarves in Kelvin's cairn. You'll live. Whose name I do not have on me at the moment.
But their chief or whatever the title is.
Yeah.
Would likely be the only one who has actually seen it. Okay.
I mean, if he hasn't, he's probably the oldest dwarf there.
Or if not, and he's willing to help us, he can at least direct us to who it would be.
Yeah, okay. His name is Stokely Silverstream. So if you're looking to go talk to him, you can go bug him. Kelvin's cairn is also notorious for having both remoras and yetis floating around. So that's also a thing. Ludwig would definitely warn you about that before you left. Your other option, I guess, is to go and talk to the speaker and see if she can tell you about anybody who's in town who could potentially describe the ring to you.
Start with her, I guess.
She is closer.
And how far away is the dwarf place? No, it's in the nearest mountains, but
It's foothills of it are getting to the dwarves would probably be a day or two's journey. Say 2 days.
okay.
The good news for that, at least, is that it's in the opposite. It's in a different direction from the giants. So.
Yeah, thank Ludwig for his help, and then go seek out the speaker, I guess. Unless someone has another thing they want to do.
Ings just isn't sure if trying to find a precious artifact and give it to crazy frost giants is gonna be. I don't know. It's a start.
Probably a better plan than us trying to wrestle them, though.
Well, everything is a better plan than trying to wrestle them, but
Come on.
Unless we can find a ringer.
Everything is a less exciting plan than wrestling them.
Seriously, though, have we thought about finding a ringer?
No, we're still looking to find a ring. But the only way to find a ringer would be to go to the Ice Sea, find a adult white dragon, convince it that giants are tastier than elves.
Probably not hard.
I have no idea how difficult that would be.
probably very.
Convincing it of that, I don't think would be hard. Getting it to act on that, very hard.
Dragons hate giants. Don't forget that.
I'm more it does that instead of eating us, as opposed to in addition to eating us.
Well,
to me is the
I
trick.
mean, like, that's simple. You just have to get an elf and just cook it really, really poorly so that the dragon thinks that all elves taste like that.
Simple as pie.
Really bad pie.
Right, exactly. And just hope you don't get a dragon with weird tastes.
Did my audio die?
No, sorry.
Okay.
Anyway, I want to know where the ring is in general principles, but if we want to try and talk to the giants anyway first, we can do that too.
I mean, you can try to see if it's around here, but
Well, but we need to talk to the dwarves so that he can
yeah.
do his
Let's
thing.
start with the speaker. See if there's anyone in town. If not, then we can table that for now.
Where exactly are the dwarves?
About 2 days north of here.
Well, because I mean, we have to head north anyway to find something to kill for the giants, right?
We don't know which direction we need to do for that.
Well, we were
Really,
told
you
that
can go any direction except south for that.
yeah, we were just told that the game's not around the city because the large population basically drove it away. But we were told like north-ish think more like northeast than anything else, but 2 days north should be far enough.
Maybe.
Ludwig did mention there's Yetis and Remoras around the around the mountains where the dwarves are. So I can always try that.
Neither of those would work. That assumes we don't want to try and get a tracker to go with us.
Are you suggesting that our tracking skills are not up to par?
That's exactly what I'm suggesting.
Have we tried having the cat track for us? Is the cat still with us?
It's been hiding in Inks's cloak this whole time. Whereas
Oh yeah, the cat's still here. It even understands common, actually. It can't speak, but it understands common.
Does the cat have proficiency in survival?
You know what? Sure, I'll actually check this. It does not. It does not have proficiency in survival.
Damn. Here I was hoping it would be a hunting cat.
No, it's just a flying one.
not a mouser.
Or a Yeti, or as the case may be.
Has great perception, but
I mean, the dwarves might also have somebody to track for us if we get up there and still haven't found anything.
I have a feeling finding something isn't going to be the hard part when we get there.
I agree. So I'm not too worried about having a tracker with us.
No, I'm worried about not finding the dwarves, honestly. If we find Yeti, Remorse, where are the fucking dwarves?
regardless of whether or not you're going to the dwarves, I think the general conclusion was that you guys wanted to talk to the speaker before you left, see if there was anybody in town.
Yes.
Okay. So you're actually not that far from her house right now, so you can head straight over. She lets you in and asks quite directly, so what can I do for you? I assume you have more questions or you wouldn't have come back.
We do. I was hoping that maybe you could help us. Do you have a picture or detailed description of the Ring of Winter anywhere? Or if you don't have one, who would?
Well, the Ring of Winter. Yeah, you can. I don't. I've never seen it. I don't think anybody has a picture of it, but you're actually, if you're staying at Kelvin's Comfort, ask the owner. Ask Master Flamebeard. Artist Simber stayed here for several years, I believe, at his establishment. See if he can describe it to you.
Thank you.
No problem. If you go to the tavern, let's pick this up. Master Flamebeard describes the Ring of Winter to you as a ring of ice that Artis wore around his finger. He never took it off, and as far as he saw, the ice never melted. It never even got warmer. It stayed cold year round. The city is less than a mile in diameter. I assume that's what you're measuring.
Yes.
Yeah, it's less than a mile in diameter. So, this will be a detailed enough description for any divination magic you may have.
Sweet.
What would you like to cast?
One second.
Pretty sure I already know what it is.
Locate object, but roll 20 is being a.
Roll 10. That would be an awful name for a site. Anyhow, yeah, you cast your locate object spell. The Ring of Winter is not within a mile of you.
Alright, so it's definitely not that. That's good to know, I suppose. That means there's other issues with the weather, and also that the frost giants have no reason to be meddling in this town.
I mean, he could still be outside of the town somewhere by himself.
That makes even less sense, though.
True.
Do we want to go talk to the dwarves anyway, see if they know anything, or do we just want to go find a Yeti? Or whatever.
I vote we just go find something for the giants.
I don't know what they could give us that we haven't already gotten.
Okay. What time of day is it?
Probably around 8 or 9 by this point.
Morning or night, you mean?
Night.
Okay.
We crash and then head out in the morning.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, unfortunately, the Ring of Winter is the wrong tree to be barking up here, but you can head back to Kelvin's Comfort. Go back to your go into your nice, comfy rooms and sleep tight for the night before you go out and try to find a horrible trophy to show the Frost Giants. For now, though, I think we're going to end the session with you guys going to sleep. Oh boy.
It's a good time for that, so you can prepare.
Yeah, hold that thought on getting an elk for Fine Steed.
It's on the list.
That brings back memories so much.
Is it actually on the list for Fine Steed?
It is. I know somebody who's used that before.
Oh boy. All right.
I mean, the list is whatever else your DM allows, but
that's fair.
I had a friend who always uses a character who always has a steed, but it's a bard, so he uses the fine steed for bard, and always gets an
a
elk.
horse, a pony, a camel, an elk, or a mastiff. Your DM may allow other animals. So, yeah,
Okay.
and camel. Camel is also available.
That happened too.
But I'm going to camel right now.
We had an evil camel once.
Yeah.
Aren't all camels evil?
I was going to say, aren't you repeating yourself there?
This one was awakened.
I fought 1d4 dire camels in a swamp once.
Wow.
Wouldn't that just be a cataplebis?
Perhaps.
Okay. I actually think it's my turn to nominate.
I believe so, yes. I believe so. Who would you like to nominate?
I think I'm going to give it to Richard for his totally not creepy.
Totally not creepy.
Oh yeah, totally not. Congratulations, Rich.
I'll take it.
Good, that's the spirit. That is the spirit. Yeah. Questions, comments, concerns, anything?
All good.
All right, cool. If that's the case, I will see you all next week, I guess.
Later.
See you next week.
Yep. Bye, you guys.
Uh,